This is Robert Teal-Rist, and I'll be presenting to you today the CyberProof Defense Center Playbooks. So what I'm going to be showing you is really how we create the orchestration and automation within our CyberProof Defense Center. And what you're looking at is actually a playbook for the Defense Center. This is the Defense Center, and what we're actually looking at is a failed login. And we're going to actually show you how this works and how it happens. So before I do that, what I want to do is I want to show you one that is not quite as confusing, because this is a very complicated one from a layman's aspect if you look at it and don't understand it. Truthfully, it's not that complicated once you understand. So what I'm going to do is try to help you understand that. So what I've done is I've created what we call a layman's flow. It's not real. It wouldn't function because it doesn't have certain things in it, but it does give you an overall architecture of how we do this. So what we do is we come into your environment. We have a workshop. It's a use case workshop. We sit down and we work with you over your use cases, and we may make them better if they need that. If they're good, that's great. If you don't have them, we'll help you build them. But the idea is that we are going to create them into this. And what this is a workflow, and you could have CMO in here doing automation, but you could also look at it from the standpoint if this was a SOC analyst. So what happens is we have 3 alerts coming in. One comes from Insight, one comes from QRadar, one comes from Qualys. Those 3 alerts mean something to CMO. 1 or 2 alerts without the other, in this case, would mean nothing to him. But in this case, these 3 alerts do happen, and he knows that. So he creates an incident from that. He goes out and adds an observable. We're telling him to go to virus total, check the offensive IP, let us know it's on a blacklist. He also needs to insert a message, send out an email to the Active Directory, because this apparently is an Active Directory issue. He's going to put a ticket into ServiceNow to bring everybody together, and he's going to automatically go out the skybox and maybe either run a vulnerability scan or maybe even do a change on the firewall port or something like that. So this is how we bring it together. And looking at it from this aspect, you could put a person in there, and that person would be doing all these steps as well. The difference is, of course, recognizing, responding, and repairing faster than is humanly possible. And that's, of course, what we do with CMO. So let's take a real look at this real flow, and let's talk a little bit about how it actually works. So on the side, we have a bunch of subflows that we've actually built. And these are our connectors, our APIs, our integrations, and in other cases, ways we communicate with other systems. But what we do is we build those, and then when we need to bring something out, we just drag and drop it. So as an example, let's say that we decide that we want to add something into ServiceNow. I decide that I want CMO to put a ticket in. It's as easy as dragging and dropping and connecting, double clicking in here, putting in the information of where we're going to actually send the ticket and everything else. So it's very easy for us to manage and control the actual playbooks once we've got them built. So it's very easy to make changes on the fly. So complication-wise, why does this look so complicated? One, because CMO's doing several things. He's going out and he's analyzing what's happened with a failed login. He is basically doing some remedial actions. He's sending out emails. He's waiting for responses from users and then reacting to those responses. And what I mean by that is basically we've got an admin failing to log in or a user failing to log in. And what he does is he basically goes through a process. Now, it has 2 different areas because it could be a different kind of failed login. And what I mean is an admin failing to log in or a user failing to log in 5 times in a period of a minute on a single system is slightly different than that person failing to log in 5 times in a period of a minute on 5 different systems. However, those are basic rules within a SIM, and you have different paths that they can take. So we can look at it that way as well. We basically, instead of creating 2 separate flows, we create one flow and we add the different rules within it. Then, of course, we need to look at a response. So in this case, what happens is CMO basically says, I got a failed login. I am going to send an email to the user to find out if he actually failed to log in. Reason being, because if he did, well, that's okay. We understand. We can reset his password. We can help him out. If it actually was not him, well, then there's some other things that we need to do. And those things could be from the standpoint of CMO actually taking actions, not only sending out emails and texts, but maybe temporarily suspending a user account with an Active Directory. Again, he's waiting for the response from that user to finish his payload. So we have those abilities. We can send out SMS text. It's a matter of putting in phone numbers and sending them out and connecting to who you want. But that is basics of the playbook. We grab your use cases. we turn them into this, then we add the orchestration and automation to help everything run, to bring in details, and to recognize and respond and repair faster than is humanly possible. Hopefully that gave you a good background and understanding on our playbooks. I do hope you'll tune in for some of the other flows and other demos that we will be doing on this platform. Thank you very much.